Finding the perfect home starts with RE/MAX.com, which features charming cottages, bungalows, homesteads, hideaways, and abodes. Conveniently located right in the heart of everywhere. Also includes 5 million bedrooms, 4 million bathrooms, plus every type of floor, staircase, fireplace, period detail, and some of the best schools anywhere. Find the listings you love and the agents who can get them at RE/MAX.com. That's the sign of a RE/MAX agent.
There are just a few games left in the season, and every game is good. Let's take a look at this week's RE/MAX Big 3 games. We start on the Kansas side, where Olathe West hosts Olathe Northwest in a battle of teams making history. Northwest has won 6 straight and has advanced to the quarterfinals for the first time in school history, and their 7 wins are also the most in school history. They take on a West squad that has won 7 straight of its own and is coming off a convincing 42-20 win over Blue Valley last week. First time these teams played this season, West earned a hard-fought 31-28 victory, so expect another game that could go down to the final possession. The next RE/MAX Big 3 game is another Class 6A quarterfinal as Blue Valley West travels to Gardner-Edgerton. Jaguars hit the road for the second straight week after taking down East Bracket number 1 seed Olathe North last week. West has gone from a 3-game losing streak to close the regular season to 2 straight dominating postseason wins. Gardner-Edgerton has won 5 straight since losing to Olathe North in Week 5, and last week the Trailblazers knocked out the defending 6A champs Blue Valley Northwest. Both teams play a physical brand of football, so there should be a lot of pads popping at Gardner-Edgerton Friday night. The final RE/MAX Big 3 game on the Kansas side is a 4A showdown between Bishop Miege and Piper. Stags host a Piper team that's fresh off a wild 48-47 double overtime win at Chanute last week, knocking out the 4A East number 1 seed. Pirates defense came in big in the fourth quarter against Chanute and will look to have a repeat performance against a Miege team that has shown it could put points on the board in many different ways. The winner gets a trip to the 4A semifinals and will be one step away from a championship game. Let's move to the Missouri side of the state line and take a look at this week's Big 3 games. We start in Kearney, where the Bulldogs host rival Smithville and a rematch of a Week 3 game won by Kearney 20-19. All Smithville has done since that loss is win, and win in convincing fashion. The Warriors haven't allowed more than 1 score in any game since the loss and have posted 3 shutouts. Kearney has been equally as dominant, running its record to 10-0, where 6 of those wins, the Bulldogs have scored 44 points or more, including 3 games in the 50s and 2 more in the 60s. This is a rivalry game that should be much like the one-point decision the first time around. The next RE/MAX Big 3 game in Missouri is a Class 3 district title game between Odessa and Pleasant Hill. This is a rematch of last year's district semifinal won by Pleasant Hill. The Roosters were off and running with that win at Odessa a year ago and have gone 11-2 since that win, including a 9-1 mark this year. The Bulldogs got off to a 3-2 start this year, including a 49-7 loss to the Roosters. The Bulldogs have gone 5-1 since that time and are playing its best football. Pleasant Hill only has 1 loss to highly ranked Class 4 center and has been dominant all season. The Roosters' offense has been held over 40 points twice, and they will look to keep that domination going against the Bulldogs. The final RE/MAX Big 3 game is a Class 6 District 4 title game between top seed and number 1 ranked Liberty North and Park Hill South. The Panthers travel to North riding a 4-game winning streak that has included wins over Staley and Park Hill in the first 2 weeks of the postseason. South is led by all-everything Briggs Bartosh, who has solidified the Panthers' offense since taking over the quarterback position. The senior is coming off a 3-touchdown game to take down rival Park Hill to reverse a regular season loss to the Trojans. The Eagles are coming off another dominant performance, taking down Blue Springs South 37-6 last week. North Ballast offense and shutdown defense hasn't really been challenged the entire season. When these teams played the first time, North won 34-14. The winner of this game advances to the Class 6 semifinals and a possible date with defending champ CBC, so everything is on the line Friday night. Remember, you can find the RE/MAX Big 3 games each week on PrepsKC.com and the PrepsKC YouTube channel.